Hey, welcome back to Club to Contracts. Thank you so much for coming back. This next episode really is going to be about something that I know for a fact I could not have, been without while trying to learn and grow and change. Hey, I'm Victoria, your host for Club to Contracts, where we talk about motherhood, getting out of the nightlife, being a boss bitch, and building a career with badass women all around you. This podcast is brought to you by QNA Network. I wouldn't have been able to do it without my support system. That is the most major thing that has aided in my success and will continue to aid in it. It's so important to have a support system, whether that be your spouse, your mom, your dad, your child. I mean, my first son is he's about to be 9 in November, but he's a huge support system for me. He, cheers me on. He keeps me going, even whenever he doesn't say anything. And on top of that, friendship, other people in the industry that know, what you're going through, but also are there to help. Because you don't really see a lot of people wanting to help in this industry, specifically real estate. And I'm sure it's the same way or probably similar in other sales jobs or really other similar careers. Like, if you're friends with photographers, I'm sure there are some photographers that would rather not help you. And those are just the people in your industry that you really want to stay away from, because we all can win. I've learned that there is enough clients, there are enough customers, there are enough everything for everyone to win. So I try to be who I needed whenever I was starting out, whenever I was trying to get out of the club scene, whenever I was becoming a real estate agent. I try to really be there for newer agents or even not newer agents, just friendships that I've made along the way in the industry. But also I try to be who I try to bring that into my personal life with other friendships too. How can I be the best friend that I know I would need in this moment with my friend going through something crazy or heartbreaking, like loss or almost loss or medical issues? I try to be, I think, who do I need? Like, who would I need right now? And then I try to be that. So obviously, if you do know me and you follow me on socials or you know me in real life, you know that I have a wife, Haley. Haley has been the cornerstone of my business and my growth, and she truly doesn't even know it. Without her in life and in my career, I wouldn't be where I'm at, whether that be, her helping with picking up Kai from school, or whether that be her helping picking up our son from school, or bringing him to practices while mommy has clients, or, really just cheering me on. Like, literally, the morning of my first podcast episode, I woke up to breakfast, coffee, orange juice, all of that, with a note saying how proud her and the future baby and our current son, how proud they are of me. And she let me sleep in. So she brought our, 8-year-old to school. That's so special. And that's something that I don't think I'd be as successful in my career. Now, can you do it? Absolutely. But that's what I mean whenever I say support system. Like, you have to have, if the people in your corner aren't truly in your corner, like, I don't know how you do it, So having a good partner and spouse is so insanely important, truthfully. Just having one person, I guess it could also be a friend. Like, if you have a roommate and you have a baby and your roommate is just like baller and it's like one of your best friends ever and will truly aid in your success, I mean, that's also awesome too. Like, I guess it doesn't have to be like a romantic partner, but if you do have a romantic partner and they're not fully in and ready to see you win, I don't even know. You can't, I don't want to say like leave them, but like leave them. I learned early on into Haley and I's relationship from back in 2019 that you have to have a best friend or you're not going to be able to succeed. So a little background about my real estate journey. I actually was told, like, the idea was planted in me by my ex. And I tried to, go through the schooling and everything. Real estate schooling, I want to say it's not that hard, but the test kicked my ass. So literally, I'd be talking shit if I said that it was easy, but I digress. I do think any type of schooling is hard whenever you're not in a healthy, happy relationship or home or situation, really. I was obviously still working at the bars, in the club. And so it took me a while to even get motivation to pass the test. I mean, why would I? I was making tons of money and only working on weekends, So I didn't really have the motivation to want to start a career. Granted, I was very young. I was like, I want to say like 22, maybe 23. I don't know. But I didn't have the motivation to truly start something. So I let real estate school fall at the wayside. And it was also all online. So I didn't have anybody holding me accountable. So, and fast forward, COVID hits. Haley and I are about a year into dating and the world shuts down. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to revisit real estate school. So that's what I did. And she was supportive from the start. Whenever I tell you, because the tests are just another level. I was a straight A, straight B. I was like a straight A and B student. I was a very good student. I was a good test taker, but you lose those skills after you don't go to college. You don't do, any more schooling for so long. And from, 17, because I turned 18 like the summer I graduated high school, to 22, 23, I had no schooling. I was just a little club rat. So it took a while to my brain to really retain that info. So I struggled with the test taking. I took it 3 times and failed the real estate test. And then I passed on my 4th try after being fired from the club from a no call, no show where I did text. I actually did let them know that I wasn't coming in, but they fired me that next week. And here I am waking up at 7 a.m. to a text that I don't have a job. I don't have a club job. I don't have that money. I'm not going to be working that weekend. Oh my God, what do I do? I literally had a fiance at that point and a young child that was going to private school. Oh my God, private school that I was paying for. So what did I do? I looked at my spouse, my amazing partner, Haley, and I was like, I'm going to pass the real estate test. I'm going to make it my mission to get my license, not knowing a damn thing about what to do after I get that. But I just knew that the next, I needed to, the last hurdle that I needed to was this test, and no greater motivation than zero money coming in. And I'm not a trophy wife. I'm not built for that life. I want to possibly even be the breadwinner. That's kind of the goal. But so 2 weeks, I give myself 2 weeks and I schedule the test for 2 weeks out and I cram, but not even cram. I truly force myself to retain it. And I'm like, there's no other option. There's no other plan B. And that pushed me into passing. Whenever I passed, I was shaking, actually shaking. I could hear my heartbeat. It was insane. But anyway, so I pass. What now? Well, now you need people to tell you what to do now. Nobody was really willing to do that. I mean, I met with my amazing broker and he was amazing, but I'm also not the type to ask questions. I'm very nervous to ask a stupid question, which is so funny because I literally tell agents that I have helped recently, and I'm like, no question is a stupid question, but I just can't take my own advice. I literally cannot. So anyway, I was a nervous wreck. The thing with your support system from your spouse, especially, it's not about someone that can fix things for you. It's about someone that has your back no matter what, good or bad. They're in your corner. They're on your side. They're not calling you stupid. They're not saying that, it's hopeless. They're not saying that you can't do it. They're literally saying it's a bad day. Take a damn nap. Maybe drink a glass of wine. Take a bubble bath. Go to bed. Start again. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. That's a big thing that Haley does for me that I hope that your spouse, if you have one, does for you. Because being in this industry, being in any industry where you're self-employed, it's not easy. So that's a huge thing that I think that you need. Another key point is we operate as a team. Like, my weaknesses are her strengths and vice versa. We find a way to balance it to where we're operating smoothly, efficiently. It's A1. We got that, It's super important to have. I would not be where I am without her, and I accredit all of my current success and beyond to the team and the house, the home that we've built and how we function. And I'm excited to throw in another little bean in there, but I'm kind of nervous because it's going to be different, being a mom of then two. But I have zero doubt in my mind that with Haley by my side, I will still be a boss bitch on top of being a mama, on top of being a boss wife. So that's why if you have a spouse, y'all have to be on the same wavelength, rock solid, and they really have to be your best friend. I don't know how people are with people that aren't their best friends. Yeah, so if you're not, find your best friend and then date them. And look, you can be motivated, talented, and driven, but if you're isolated, it's 10 times harder. You need a support system. You need people in your corner. I don't care who it is, really, but you need that. You're just making it harder on yourself if you're completely isolated. And I don't know how. I truly can't even imagine my life being isolated now that I've built the system and the people and the community that I have. I really just think building a community, you'll shoot up way quicker. I'm the type that whenever I burn out, I do isolate, and I am very grateful for my friends in the industry and out, and my spouse for truly grabbing me out of the trenches, letting me kind of be for a second, but literally a day, and then being all right, get up. All right, you're going to kill it. All right, you're not an imposter. Your imposter syndrome doesn't matter. It's all in your head. I'm very grateful for the friends that I have in the industry that also help me with that. I think I need to really take this, and I need to take this more, but we need to normalize asking for help. There's so many agents that I've talked to, and I need to take this advice because truthfully, whenever newer agents or even just my friends that are agents or small business, they'll ask me something and they're like, I'm sorry, it's stupid. I'm like, it's not stupid. Literally no question is stupid. Nothing that you say or ask is stupid. But for some reason, I am the worst. I'm like, oh my God, you're an idiot. And it's actually a really complex question that I shouldn't know, but I panic about asking it. I go to my last resort is calling my broker, which it shouldn't be. And Eric is amazing, but I get inside my head, but I also drill it into anybody that I'm helping. No, ask me, call me, text me, anything, show up at my house. I don't care. There is zero weakness in asking for support whenever you need it, whether that's your career or whatever, just life. There's zero weakness. And anybody that makes you feel like there's weakness in that, they're not your support system. Get them out. Make room for somebody else that really will be there for you. The strongest women that I know are the ones that will allow people to be there for them. And that's what I hope to someday become, because I'm not the best with taking help, but I'm learning to get more comfortable with it every day. And this is why I'm telling you, do it. Now, really, let's flip it, because being supported has taught me how to support others. My early days in real estate, so after I passed the test, I met with my broker. I signed on with the brokerage. What now? What do I do now? I had no idea. I was like a deer with headlights. I had zero idea. I was like, oh, I'll just get clients. I made a post on Facebook, got like 400 likes almost that I passed the test. No clients. That's weird. I thought that it would be instantaneous, just like that. No, not even close. Um, I learned early on and I didn't know really how to market. I was so embarrassed, but not even embarrassed. I don't think it was fully embarrassment. I mean, definitely was a little bit, but I think more of it was just not knowing. And I had all these friends in the industry, but I felt like nobody truly like told me. And granted, not blaming them, but I probably didn't ask the right questions or really ask the questions, but I felt so silly. I just felt so stupid. Like, why would I ask, how do I do this? How do I do that? So anyway, I finally stepped out of my comfort zone. And this is a story that I'll tell like newer agents all the time. I I was like, okay, I'm going to do my first open house. It's like September. I got my license in July. So took a minute for me to build up to that. But I was like, okay, I'm going to do my first open house. It's going to be great. And one of the agents in our office, bless her, had a property listed. And this is 2021 market. So the listings were going quick. She just listed a property in a little Hammond neighborhood. And she was like, you can open a house there this weekend. So I made a flyer. Ugh, the flyers. The flyers that I made. So bad. Starting out. Now they're cute. But I made my first flyer. I was so excited, but I was so scared. Well, turns out I had nothing to be scared of because it went under contract almost instantly. So she was like, hey, it's canceled, but still make a post saying that the open house is canceled, kind of like say, like people wouldn't know that it was like her listing. They would think it was mine. So then that's kind of, I don't know, that's a whole other story for a whole other episode, I guess. But so I made a post and I literally knew so little that on the post I put sold. It's not sold. It's literally just under contract. So ridiculous. And I felt so embarrassed whenever she texted me, which she wasn't being mean, but she was like, hey, heads up. It didn't sell. It's literally just under contract. She's like, I mean, it should sell, so it's fine. I was like, oh my God. And I wanted to crawl in a hole and die. And I didn't know how to, like, I told her, I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. But I mean, I didn't have anybody to go to and like kind of vent about that, like kind of like release, because I didn't know her like that. Um, and that's why I try to really like help educate. Like I drill it into agents' heads. You can call me. Call me. It's so silly. And I try to tell that story and other stories of my flops because I think it really like makes me more of a person and not like this agent that's been in it for, X years longer than they have and that they think knows everything. Because literally, I've talked to agents that have been in the industry for like 20 years. They don't even know what's like everything. So you'll never know everything. I don't know. It's crazy. It never feels like that in the moment. But truthfully, you will never know everything. And we're all still learning. I have learned that community over competition is the best for this industry, or really probably any industry. I think this can like apply to multiple industries, especially when it's, your own businesses. But I wish some people knew that there was enough success for everybody. There's enough to go around. There's enough clients to go around. There's enough customers to go around. So I don't understand the weird competitiveness. And I think that also ties into like just girl friendships. For a second, I felt very like burned by somebody that I thought was my support system. Turned out that's not at all how she viewed me. And we went our separate ways, and that's fine. But I just wish that more agents did understand that it's not about a competition at all. Like you will be a better agent if the only competition is yourself. You will be a better photographer or self-business. You will be a better you even outside of this, just in life, if your only competition is yourself. And that's what I try to have with myself every single day. I don't understand the cattiness or, the mindset that we can't all eat. You know what I mean? So it's sad to see, but some people just have to learn the hard way. I know I've felt competitive before in my life. I mean, it was drilled in me since I was a little girl. I started in competitive dance. So I had to like get that mindset literally out of me. So being a mom has really tied into all this because it's taught me so much patience and how to nurture and just empathy. And it's not just your babies, it's the people around you. Like you really have to be a good friend, to have a good friend, you have to be a good friend. And that's really just, I think that everything that I put out with who I want as a support system, like it comes back to me, who I want to be for other people. I want to be that person in your corner. I want to be the person that you call because I know what I needed. Like I know what I needed whenever I started out and who I needed whenever I left the club scene and decided to do this full time because there was literally no other option. Like all of this to say is like find your people, find your partner, find your friend, find your colleagues, find your family, like find them and build a community with them because you need it. Like you can try to be out here on your own all you want. It's not going to work. I'm not saying it won't work, but it's going to be 10 times harder. And for what? For what reason? You know, why take the steps whenever you can take the elevator? I don't know. That was stupid. But do you see what I mean? You have to find your tribe. You have to. And you can't try to find that tribe without being that tribe. Does that make sense? You have to be what you would need, what you think, you know, you have to be that person for somebody. Like you have to be willing to help. You have to be willing to celebrate and, you know, but be with them whenever they're in the trenches. Like you have to be a good friend to have a good friend. And that ties into so many other aspects in life. Support is a two-way street. So don't expect people to only be there for you if you're not going to be there for them. That ties into the whole competition thing. Like truly, moms, we need to rally together. We need to be there for each other. Being a boss mom doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means knowing when to lean on love and women and your spouse and your children. You know, obviously, like don't trauma dump to your children. I'm not saying that, but you'd have to like lean into those moments. Really, truly think about it. If you're trying to make a big career move or if you're trying to like better your life, like who is in your corner? Think about each person that like you think is in your corner and really reflect on if they are. Like I really do want you to do this because I had to do this. And it's caused a lot of heartache because I've had to decide who was truly in my life for the right reasons and who wasn't. And it sucks. It sucks so bad, but I can tell you I'm better for it. And you really have to do that, especially as a mom. We have enough to worry about. You need a whole support system, a whole village, even just being a mom. So to go into a career or a business or whatever, on top of that, you have to really have those people because, I mean, I say don't be alone, but it'd be better to be alone than with people that truly don't support you, you know? So have those people in the corner. Really, truly get those people. If you don't have them, get them. I promise you they're out there. People love you and want to support you and want to be in your community. You really just have to reflect on who's really there for the right reasons and who would be there for the right reasons. Because you truly also have to you don't have to, I guess. My wife doesn't need praise, you know, but I try to thank her on those random little Sunday mornings whenever we're having like coffee and breakfast together, like, hey, thank you, because I couldn't do this without you. You get so rushed, especially in business, and especially whenever you actually start to make a career out of it, that you forget that those people that are in your corner are there willingly. Like they're there willingly. You have to show love to them back, you know? So thank them because you wouldn't be where you're at or you wouldn't be going where you're going without that support system. The easiest way to keep up with all these episodes that are going to be coming out is subscribing on any major platform where you hear podcasts. But also I have a Facebook at Club to Contracts and the Instagram is at Club to Contracts Pods.